I have three fully online courses, and the benefit I have with those courses, one in science communication and two in astrobiology, is that they're all electives. So I have the benefit that when the students enroll in my course, I can assume that they are interested in that subject. I find when students come into the course, they have a mentality of rote learning and expecting a final exam. I need to change them from that perspective into one of learning and enjoying their learning and retaining what they've learned in the course. None of my three courses are there any final exams, and the reason is because I don't want them to rote learn. The kind of feedback I get from the students is that it's the first university course that they've come across where they've actually enjoyed the learning and retained the information. The tools that I use for evaluating the impact are multiple. I use the essay method, but I also use in one case a virtual field trip where the students explore a field that I couldn't otherwise take them into. They can collect samples and they have to bring those back in terms of pictures and analyse those samples individually, and then they compare notes with other students, so I get them in a group situation even though they're remote students and online. So my courses are built on the concept of education through exploration. I build them on the basis of what are the final outcomes I want to get from each of my courses, and I make that very, very clear to the students where those outcomes are. But how do I tackle that? Well, I build my courses backwards. I build them backwards because I need the other assignments to build on the way forward to that final assignment that covers the whole course. I use my assignments as learning opportunities and I build the content around those learning opportunities. Why do I do that? I do that because I can see in my Moodle data that a few years ago the interaction with the students was kind of fairly constant, a fairly normal curve. Today what I see is students clustering around the three assignments, and therefore I can't change the way students do things, but I can change the way I do things, and the way I do things is to say those are the learning opportunities. So how do I evaluate my courses? Well, of course I have Moodle data, which we all have access to. But I also ask TELT for the Excel sheets of all of the data, all of the lines of data. And this is hundreds of thousands of lines of data. Then I figure out the questions that I actually want to ask of the course. And I have scripts written so I can interrogate that data and I can compare year on year how the course is improving. And I combine that with the feedback from the students. Hopefully each year I'm improving those three courses.